Have you ever dated someone who was very clingy? I'd been dating my boyfriend for a little over a year. We met our second semester at college. He was funny, attentive, and seemed to light up whenever we were together. At the start, his little quirks about togetherness felt charming, like we were each other's worlds. He went everywhere with me, lunches off campus, late-night study sessions, runs to the grocery store. But as the months went by, those quirks started to close in around me. We didn't share friend groups. I had my girls, the wild, unstoppable hurricane of energy that pulled me through the tougher classes and homesickness. They invited me to trivia nights, movie marathons, late-night coffee runs. When I went, my boyfriend's mood always shifted. Guess I'll just be alone again tonight, he'd text. Sometimes he'd sulk the rest of the evening, refusing even to reply to my messages. If I asked what was wrong, he'd shrug and mumble something about feeling left out. At first I thought I could fix it. I started skipping some outings, trying to find a balance. I brought him along to a few hangouts even when it felt a little forced, even when my friends exchanged awkward glances as he hovered on the edge of conversations. Still, nothing changed. If I dared to go out without him, the guilt trip would arrive. Never yelling, but a heavy silence or little barbed comments that made me question my own happiness. I sat him down once and told him, I need friend time, just us girls. You have your poker nights and soccer practice, and I never make you feel bad about that. He nodded, apologized, and promised to try harder. For a week, maybe two, the air cleared. Then, as midterms pressed in and my friends became my sanity, the cycle started all over again. It was a Saturday morning when I realized I couldn't keep doing it. I'd planned brunch with my friends. That morning, he texted, "Don't wait too long out there. I was hoping to spend one-on-one time with you." The gentle suggestion barely disguised the expectation. When I told him we'd already booked a full afternoon, he didn't answer for hours, then finally sent, "I just hope I cross your mind while you're having fun." I sat through brunch, checking my phone, the familiar weight of his disappointment pulling at my mood. My friends noticed, asked if everything was okay, and for the first time, I told them the truth. He gets weird about me hanging out without him. Sometimes I feel like I have to choose. Marissa, my oldest friend, reached across the table and squeezed my hand. "You shouldn't feel guilty for living your life." Suddenly, I was crying right there in the cafe and realized I needed something to change. When I saw my boyfriend that night, I didn't let him change the subject. I told him I needed freedom, trust, space to breathe. I told him I couldn't keep managing his moods every time I wanted a tiny sliver of independence. He tried to promise it would be different, repeated, "I just love you so much. I don't want to lose you." But I was done. I told him that if he truly loved me, he'd want me to have a life outside our relationship. His silence said it all. We both knew the relationship wasn't about love anymore. It was about control. I packed my things that night. It hurt, more than I want to admit. But as I walked back to my tiny dorm with my phone buzzing in my pocket, I felt lighter than I had in months. Weeks later, my friends and I took our usual spot at trivia night. I glanced at my phone now and then out of habit, but there were no guilt trips waiting for me. The only thing filling my screen was a group selfie. Smiles, friends, freedom. For the first time in a long while, I was alone with my friends, and it felt like a gift.